Ave fratres et sorores, this is Brother Greg from Greg's Occult. Today I'm going to make my very first video in a series of videos on Western occultism. My experience in the tradition is as an initiate of an order that works within the Western mysteries, and I've been working with them for about 20 years. I've also studied everything from witchcraft to Judaism to Christianity to Buddhism on various levels and in various levels of detail. I took my degrees in religions and cultures and spent most of my time working on occult education, everything from writing essays to fielding questions to administrating correspondence courses. I want to start by getting rid of this concept of what occult means in the mainstream. For some reason, occult has come to mean evil. And I'm not entirely certain how that happened, other than maybe trashy novels and bad horror movies. I guess in some ways you need a bad guy, and it seemed to work. Unfortunately, the word actually means hidden, concealed, hard to find. It comes from the root oculare, which means to cover. And it has the same root which it shares with occlude, which means to block. An optical occlusion means you've got something floating in your eye and you can't see past it. Or a spina bifida occulta is a split in the spine that is asymptomatic. It actually doesn't do anything. It's kind of an interesting artifact on x-rays, but that's about all. All too often this word occult is mistaken for the word cult. They are entirely different words. They come from entirely different roots. Cult actually is a religion, as well as the practices and beliefs and rituals of that religion based on a single individual deity or fetish. In the 70s and 80s, it was given a new meaning that was rather nefarious, and unfortunately that's actually impacted anthropology and sociology. Either way, cult and occult are entirely different words. They come from entirely different roots, and there is actually nothing in common with the two of them. Now, Western occultism covers a huge range of subject matter. Many of them have leaked into the mainstream in what they call the New Age movement, but in a very, very, very truncated form. For example, astrology in the occult, in astrology, uses very elaborate systems of charts and symbolism interrelated with everything from tarot to magic to alchemy. In the mainstream, astrology is a blurb in the newspaper based on the relative position of the sun at your birth. Another example is tarot. In occultism, in the Western tradition that I've studied, tarot is a method of magic, of psychology, of using powerful archetypes, of inner transformation. In the mainstream, it's a way to tell fortunes for money. There's a lot of difference. Occultism covers everything from theology, psychology, anthropology, magic, Kabbalah, alchemy, tarot, you name it. There's a huge, huge, huge range, and they are all interrelated. They all work together. And that's one of the things that you find while studying occultism, is that everything is interrelated. That's a concept that I'm going to have to leave to another discussion. Anyways, Western occultism is a path of enlightenment, spiritual evolution, learning, personal development, and all of this based on the wisdom of the West, or what we call the esoteric wisdom of the West. Esoteric religion being that which, again, is the inner religion as opposed to the outer religion. And that can get very specific. So again, I will have to leave it to other discussions. Anyways, hopefully this introduction has been helpful. You should go and read Greg's Occult, .blogspot.com, and hopefully this series of lectures will be helpful to you. Again, it's not intended to be a replacement for studying with a legitimate school. If you find that you really have a deep interest in the subject matter, I am going to eventually post a number of addresses and schools which are excellent and really should be considered if you're going to take this subject seriously. Okay? In LVX, this is Brother Greg, and hopefully you will have a great day.